Forget to WhatsApp us or call us directly. Both the numbers are flashing on your screens right now, viewers. And on the show, we are joined by Girish Sodani of Ensure Capital on the fundamentals and Rajesh Bhosle of Angel One on the technicals. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Yes, so, with that, let's go across to the first query on the show. Siju has written to us from Qatar saying that he would like to know about the IndusInd Bank and is it the right time to buy, and he's looking for a one-year horizon. So, as we all know that the external auditor PwC, may submit report on IndusInd Bank shortly. And if we talk about today, so, it was up. It was one of the top gainers in the Nifty 50 50 basket. So, Girish, coming to you on the fundamental aspects of IndusInd Bank, since the stock has currently, been a bit volatile. So, what do you have to say on that front?
So currently, I'm not expecting for the longer period of time, just more clarity from the management and that how the loan books as well as the CASA books are going to be developed in the all the tier worst 1 to tier 3 cities line of branches. So as of now, my clarity is not very much good for the longer period of time. Let's wait and watch for the next quarter results, what we are just expecting from the coming month itself. So let's get more clarity first and then invest into the IndusInd Bank.
All right. And Rajesh, how are the charts faring? What suggestion do you have for the short term?
Yeah, so good evening. So for short term, we may expect some further extended bounce back, possibly to the levels of 720 to 730. Having said that, the undertone remains bearish, and on the higher side, we see many overhead resistance. So I would suggest to avoid longs, and if in case there is any further extended bounce back, that should be used to exit long positions.
Okay, all right. That's the view on IndusInd Bank at the moment. And the next WhatsApp query is written to us by Ekam Baraya from Hyderabad. Now, Ekam Baraya holds 125 shares of Tejas Network at 1,265 rupees a piece, and he's asking whether this is the right time to hold or average his shares. He's sitting on a loss of close to 60,000 bucks. Girish, I'd like to quickly get your view on Tejas Networks. Fundamentally, the stock was up 4%, but it is significantly low from our viewers' buying price, which is 1,200 rupees. The stock is now trading around 792. How does the fundamentals of the company look like for it to have a potential uptick, at least reaching the buying price?
Again, I'm still the bearish one for the Tejas network. In the fundamental terms, also the promoter decreasing the holdings. That's a very big challenges right now when these type of market situations when the promoter decreasing their holdings, as well as we can see that the little bit more expensive in the term means of other cables and the wires type of companies. And for that, I am not very much feel good on the longer period of time. But for the shorter PM, if the volatilities are there, then definitely they can use that volatility.
And Rajesh, I'd like to know your view also from a technical standpoint, because the stock has been going through a quite volatile phase. In fact, it has also seen a gradual decline, so to say, since December of 2024. Do you see a possible recovery anytime soon? If not soon, by when could we expect that recovery to happen?
Yeah, so from a short term, can expect a bounce back towards somewhere around 900 levels. The stock has formed a bullish engulfing pattern on a 200 weekly chart. So possibly expecting a bounce back. But having said that, the higher time frame is bearish. The stock has sharply corrected from the levels of 1400. So exit on a bounce. First resistance would be 900, and the immediate support that comes around is 725.
All right, thanks for that view, Rajesh. Now with that, let's go across to a caller joining us from Himachal Pradesh. Hi, Paramjeet, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, how can we help you?
Madam, I am having Voltas here, 1600 shares of Voltas at the rate of 1360.
All right.
Want to know long term as well as short term view.
And when did you buy?
Recently.
Okay. Because currently it's hovering around the same levels and you are sitting on a loss of over 12,000. That is the reason why I inquired about it. For how long are you planning to hold the counter?
Short term view, 3 or 4 months.
2, 3 or 4 months. All right. Rajesh, coming straight to you. Currently, it's trading at 1352 and was down in trade today, over 7%. So, are you optimistic on this company?
So in a short term, definitely bearish, looking bearish, and possibly headed back towards 1270 to 1250 level. So if he's a short term trader, I would suggest to exit. For a bullish resumption to continue, 1450 needs to be crossed. But as of now, the stock seems to be poised to retest 1250, 1270. So I would suggest to exit long position if he's a short term trader.
Okay, and now we have a caller joining us from Andhra Pradesh. Chaitanya is here. Hi Chaitanya, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Harry.
Good evening. Please ask your question.
Yeah, my query is regarding Avenue Supermart.
Okay.
So today I have purchased 12 shares. So I'm looking for a very short term for 3 months. And so if I would like to accumulate more.
Okay.
And how about for the short term investment?
Understood. Chaitanya, I'm very curious. Why did you buy Avenue Supermarts today?
Due to recent correction.
Okay, and were you eyeing the stock for a long time?
No. So today I have purchased.
Okay.
So only for 3 months. I think for very short term I'm looking.
Short term as in 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, mostly 3 months.
3 months, mostly 3 months. Okay.
Yeah. If there is a dip, I would like to purchase more.
Understood. Okay. Rajesh, I'd like to take this view to you. Chaitanya has bought 12 shares of Avenue Supermarts at 4,004 rupees, and he is seeking a short-term view from you. Say, from a 3-month standpoint, where do you see the stock traveling? Because it did see a massive dip in September of 2024 and has not gone anywhere near that point where it was trading back in September. So in the next 3 months, although the stock movement suggests that there might be attractive prices to buy, but do you think it would be a profitable bet?
So in the last 4-5 months, we have seen that the stock has formed a base somewhere around 3,500, and in the month of March, we are seeing a bullish engulfing pattern. Having said that, the viewer's point of view is very short term, 3 to 4 months. So not sure if he will get return in that span of time. But if he's considering a bit longer duration for like a 6 months to 1 year, then definitely the stock is showing reversal signs. Any dip towards 1300 can be bought. There is a double bottom kind of formation, and then possibly the stock can head towards 4700 or 4800. Having said that, short term is very tricky, but on a high time frame, definitely the stock is showing signs of bottoming out.
All right. Thanks for that view, Rajesh. With that, Shrikant is joining us on the phone line from Hyderabad. Hi, Shrikant. Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Yes, how can we help you on the show today?
Madam, I jewelry and the liquor stocks, madam. Liquor stocks recommendations, madam. Long term is 10 years, madam.
All right. For how long are you planning to hold these stocks?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, I'm asking that for how long are you planning to invest?
10 years, madam.
10 years.
Yes, madam. 1 decade.
Okay. Okay. So Girish, I'd like to come to you. Do you have any mid-cap stock recommendations in the jewelry and liquor space for 10 years?
So for the liquor space, I'm more preferable for the Tilak Nagar industry. Look at very perspective sides as well as the new product lines is another, and we are expecting the good numbers in the next 2 to 3 quarters side itself. So for the longer period of time, the preference will be the Tilak Nagar industry in the liquor space.
Do you have any recommendations in the jewelry space as well, Girish?
Jewelry, Kalyan Jewelers will be my preferable pick from the jewelry segment itself. Again, because of the new sales range, they are just expanding into the tier 3 cities now. So the growth expansions will be impacted, as well as the companies are giving a strong profit numbers. We are saying that approximately 150% CAGR growth in last 5-year time frame. So Kalyan Jewelers will be the best pick for jewelry segments.
Okay, and a very quick view, from Girish. So, we have been tracking the tariff story quite closely, Trump's tariff story quite closely, and we've come out with analysis as to which sectors and stocks will be most affected. And I have noticed that gems and jewelry was one sector that emerged as one of those that would be or could be vulnerable to tariff trumps, especially the fact that, in I think in FY 23-24, India exported close to 30 billion worth of gems and jewelry to the US. This comprised close to 30% of the total exports that we had made to the US. With regards to that contribution that you see and tariff trumps coming into place tomorrow, do you still recommend viewers to invest in the jewelry space or the auto space or, the sectors that are vulnerable to Trump's tariffs?
So again, we are discussing the same pointers right now because if we saw about the jewelry sector now, so for the jewelry sector, our domestic consumptions are too high in the term range of the tariff propositions. And for the tariff thoughts, I am not very much seeing that it would be the very longer period of affections. It's a very shorter period of time, especially in the jewelry sectors. But we are bearish on the automobile segment itself because there's so many ancillaries are import from them. We have so many parts, so many growth sites in the term of international sales. Our companies are going to the international sales. So the affections of the automobile sector can be go into the very longer period of time, but not for the jewelry segments. We have a domestic demands, domestic growth are too high in the term of export orientations.
All right. Thank you so much for that view. Appreciate that perspective. And now we have Lokesh. He's calling us from Bengaluru. Hi, Lokesh. Good evening.
Hi, thank you for giving this opportunity. So I have a specific question on HUL and FMCG sector in general.
Okay.
So earlier there used to be a mass conversion of this unorganized products to organized products, right? So these HUL and Marico's, they used to command very higher valuations. But given the current competition from D2C spaces, will these median, this piece of 50-55, will it sustain for this HUL, Marico and Britannia, these large cap stocks and all?
Okay, understood, Lokesh. A very interesting point made. And but with regards to your investment in Hindustan Unilever, could you please say how many shares do you hold, at what price, and for how long do you want to stay invested?
So I hold 59 shares of HUL at an average price of 2,400.
Okay.
And I have a very long-term view and I'm not in a hurry to sell.
Okay,
so
got
it's 3 to 5 years minimum. Yeah.
Got that, Lokesh. Girish, I'll come to you on this one again because fundamental question, Lokesh did make a very interesting point. FMCG as a space and the major giants that we have, Hindustan Unilever is one of the biggest FMCG giants that we know of in India. Now, many FMCG giants have been reporting single-digit earnings growth, and their guidance also for FY 26-27 does not look that attractive, even though discretionary spends is increasing and government has come out with various measures to improve our disposable income. However, from that standpoint, do you think from an investment perspective, especially stock investment perspective, viewers or investors could, grab some profit? Because Hindustan Unilever, if you look at the charts also, has not traveled that far. So how do you look at the space and also the companies listed?
So for the FMCG, as because there's a huge potential in the longer period of time, because the growth of FMCG segments is currently not more than a 3.5% year-on-year basis. But we are just expecting the growth will be approximately 7.5 after a 2 to 3 year time frame. And because the expansions in the tier 3 cities are the extremely by them, many of the companies, including the HUL, Marico, Dabur, we can say ITC. So these companies are working into that particular margin side also. Currently, because of the government pressures, currently because of the online margins war, we are seeing that the heavy pressures in the profit margins from all the FMCG companies. But for the longer period, obviously, if the investor can invest for the time frame of at least 5 to 7 years, then the FMCG sector will be now the good runner sectors for the next 5-year time frame. So as we saw that the Marico, ITC and the Dabur, these 3 companies, I'm just expecting that they are working on their margins, profit margin itself, and we can see the numbers will be increased by next 2 to 3 year time frame.
Understood, Girish. Thanks for that view. Now, Venkat is joining us on the phone line from Tirupati. Hi, Venkat. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, how can we help you today?
Yeah, I want stock suggestion on wires and cables sector.
Okay.
So, is it right time to buy this Birla Cable?
Birla Cable, right.
Yes.
Okay. I'll
So-
get. And for how long are you planning to hold these shares?
No, I want to buy now. So
No,
I
but
can
how,
hold.
are you a long-term
2-3
investor
years.
or a short-term investor?
Yeah, long term. I can hold it for 2 to 3 years like that.
Okay. So, yeah.
There
I'll
are
get
major
you.
players like Polycab and KEE.
Yes.
So I have studied this. Their P is already like 40, like that. But Birla Cables, it is having a P of 80. But the market cap is very low, 400 crores.
Yeah.
So can it be growth in the future?
Okay. Venkat, I'll get your query answered. Girish, coming to you. Today if we talk about Birla Cable in particular, so the stock opened at 137 and experienced a significant upward movement and was up over 18% in trade today. So what do you have to say on the fundamentals of this particular company, and also in the cable space, do you recommend Birla Cable or any other company for that matter?
So we saw that the cable industry faced heavy war situations begin the Ultratech, we can say the Adani Group as well as the Birla companies, Birla sectors. So now, as we saw that the Birla cables are improving into the expansions, margins, as well as the networkings in the retail as well as the wholesale process now. So for the longer period of time, obviously the cable industry is growing. As we saw that the heavy infrastructure developments are there, as well as the pending in the complete versions into the networkings as well as the real estate networkings. So for the cable industry, yes, we are very bullish into it, and Birla Cable is a very strong candidate right now and working on the expansions as well as in the retail and the wholesale one. So can invest for the time frame of at least 2 to 2.5 years time, because currently we saw the little bit upsides because of the news, and but we are not expecting these particular things in the next 2 quarter itself. So at least you have to hold for the 2.5 year time frame for getting a good returns.
Right. And Rajesh, coming to you, are these the correct levels to enter if anyone wants to invest in Birla Cable, since Girish is quite optimistic on the company for long term, but the levels, if we talk about the levels, so are these the elevated levels, or the investor should wait for some time to invest in this particular counter?
So after last few months of weakness, first time Birla Cable is showing strength. So not very higher levels, can enter at current levels as well. If there is some dip around 153, 154, can be bought. We are seeing a double bottom kind of breakout. Possibly the stock can head towards its 100 EMA placed around 180 to 185. So definitely can be bought. If there is any dip towards 153, 154, that would be a good levels to buy into.
Okay, understood. And now we have Nilay. He's calling us from Patna. Hi, Nilay. Good evening.
Good evening. I would like to know about AIA Engineering.
Okay.
Its volume is very low, but it has been falling regularly.
Okay.
And I sold it around, I had been holding shares for buyback. I got the profit during buyback also at 5,000.
Okay.
And then after this, I sold the shares. Now it has fallen again.
Okay. And when
Now,
was this,
when-
Nilay? Could you please help us with the timeline? When exactly did you book these profits during buyback?
Around September last year.
September last year. Okay. And how many
July,
shares?
something like that.
Okay. Understood.
I was having 30 shares. I was 30 shares and they bought back 75% shares.
So now currently what's your holding at the moment? How many shares do you hold?
I always purchase and still around 3 days back again I sold at 3,400.
Okay,
Now,
so
I would like to know whether it's falling continuously still.
so do you
But
hold
always
any?
I've got a profit.
Understood. So do you hold any shares of AIA Engineering or not?
No, I was planning to repurchase it.
Okay,
so
you're
at
planning to repurchase.
what should I wait more or for it to fall
Or if this is the right level to buy, right?
yes?
Okay, got it. Rajesh, Nilay from Patna wants to know whether this is the right time to purchase some shares of AI Engineering, because he has already, in his past experience, made profits out of investing in this company. As a technical expert, do you suggest these are the right levels? And because the stock is falling at the moment, he is also asking a stop loss target.
So if you see the past, any bounce is getting sold into 89 EMA. So as long 89 EMA doesn't cross, that is somewhere around 3400, positive momentum will not come. So wait for prices to cross above 3400. Above 3400, the stock can rally towards 200 DMA and previous swing high of 3800. On the lower side, the next support comes somewhere around 2950 to 3000 zone, which is a weekly 200 DMA. So at current levels, it's avoid, but if it dips further towards 2950, then it can be bought, or he needs to wait to wait for some momentum about 3450 levels.
All right, thanks for that view. With that, let's go across to a caller joining us from Mysuru. Hi, Sanjay. Good evening.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, how can we help you?
Ma'am, Varun Beverages stock 350 quantity, average price 600. January month buy, ma'am. 3 month, ma'am. Hold, ma'am.
Okay.
Profit loss, ma'am. Seller extra share buy, ma'am. Profit book, ma'am.
Okay, and for how long are you planning to hold this counter?
Ma'am, 9 months short term, ma'am.
9 months short term. All right. Because I can see that you're sitting on a loss of almost 22,000 there. So, Rajesh, if we talk about Varun Beverages, so currently it's trading at 539. Sanjay bought it at 600. And, during the last week of February, if I look at the charts, so the stock saw a steep decline. But since then, now it's in a recovery zone. So, what's your outlook on the counter? How are the charts faring for Varun Beverages?
Yeah, so after that Feb's fall and March recovery, we are seeing a bullish engulfing pattern on the weekly chart. So that does indicate a bottoming signs for the Varun beverage. So as of now, the view is bullish, but considering the uncertainty in the market, I would suggest to wait for further dips if in case he wants to average. So the next support comes somewhere around 500 to 505 levels. So any dip toward 505 can be bought. On the high side, next resistance come around 590 to 600, which is it's 200 DMA.
Okay, understood. And now we have Manikanta. He's calling us from Andhra Pradesh. Hi, Manikanta. Good evening. Thank you so much for calling. What's your question?
Ma'am, I want to some suggestion on tire sector, ma'am. Can I buy Apollo tires for long term, ma'am? It is 10 years around.
Okay, understood. And
its ratio now 19.95 now. And market cap also good, I think.
Okay.
Can you suggest me, ma'am?
Sure. Let's get this question to Girish. Girish, how do you, firstly, Manikanta wants to know a couple of stock recommendations from your end, if possible, in the tire industry, because the Indian tire industry has been going through a decent uptick and has experienced an upward trend, especially given the improving road infrastructure, increase in the number of vehicles that are being owned at the moment, and a lot of other variants as well in the industry that has sort of driven the growth. But coming to Apollo Tyres, as Manikanta mentioned, the market cap and the PE, does it look attractive? And are there any other stocks from your point of view that Manikanta could buy into?
So for the tire industry, I think this let's settle down first the Indian market as well as the US trend, every market situation right now, because right now this is not a right time that we can invest in any automobile ancillaries, especially in the tire sector also. But for the longer period of time, yes, the Apollo as well as the C8 will be now my preferred pick in the tire segment itself. They're working in the quarter numbers itself. The companies are working on the reducing the debt, and we're just expecting that in next 2 to 3 quarters, we are just seeing that it almost a debt-free company. They're working on their sales numbers also, sales growth also, because currently they are in a negative sales growth of around 7%. But I'm just expecting that in the next 2 quarters itself, the companies are coming to the positive numbers in the sales number too. But as again, it's not a good time. Let's settle down the market first. Let's settle down the auto ancillary segment first. Then just choose to invest in the particular segment.
Apollo and Seat might be the choice that you might look into, but not at the moment. But viewers, we'll have to slip into a short break, but keep sending in your queries on WhatsApp and call in. We will be right back for Ask Profit. Do stay tuned to NDTV Profit.
He sold most of his stock, 80%, as on that date.
We have requested the management to come and speak to us. They asked us, what questions will you ask? We've sent it to them. They don't want to answer it, so then let's put it to our viewers as well.
7 key questions, right? How is it that 2,000 crore goes unnoticed by all of these auditors?
Is seeking more information on the trades and the all the transaction which has happened from the exchanges, both NSE and BSE.
The Reserve Bank of India's supervisory officers, they are seeking compliance reports on their foreign currency borrowings by these banks.
The DSS is actively engaging with the Reserve Bank of India to sort of ensure the thorough examination of the matter. And
IndusInd Bank, as part of its internal review, had found that certain aspects of its derivatives portfolio was not meeting the standard that was set by the Reserve Bank of India.
Real estate might look to sell their paper business to ITC. So that would be an interesting deal, not too big for ITC, but from AB Real Estate's perspective currently.
On the 20th, he reported this in his segment Heard on the Street, which runs at 2:30 p.m. every day.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Ask Profit on NDTV Profit, and we are joined by Girish Sodani on the fundamentals and Rajesh Bhosle on the technicals. So please pick up your phones. The numbers are flashing on your screens right now. Call us right away and get your stock-related queries answered. But, Girish and Rajesh, before going to the queries, I would like to discuss the stock of the day today. It was Vodafone Idea. And, I am really curious to know, Girish, regarding the fundamentals of the Vodafone Idea. The government has increased its stake. So how do you see it changing the dynamics of Vodafone Idea?
So for the longer period of time, I think we need more clarity side for the subscription base, because frankly, we are not very much bullish on that for the longer period of time. Once we are not getting a clear view on the increasing of the subscriptions as well as the growth numbers. The stock is, as we saw that the stock is in a news because of the government holds the stakes and they're increasing the equities into it. But for the longer period of time, we are not seeing a strong growth side in the Vodafone Idea.
Right, and Rajesh, on the technical front, I'm sure that today's chart is showing some different picture only altogether, up over 19% in trade. What do you have to say on the counter?
So I agree with Girish that we need some more clarity. So in short term, definitely the stock looks positive and may head back towards the levels of 9 rupees 80 paisa and 10 rupees, which is its 200 DMA. So this is from a short term point of view, but with a high time frame, we still need some clarity, because in the past as well, we have seen some positive news making some positive traction, but bounce getting sold into. So in the short term, definitely positive, but on a higher time frame, still avoid counter.
Okay. So that's the view coming in on Vodafone Idea. With that, let's go across to a caller joining us from Bengaluru. Hi, Krishnan. Good evening.
Good evening. I just want to know Mahindra Mahindra. I have 12 shares and I bought it at about 1458. Now I have a profit of 14.5k. Okay, is it right time to invest in Mahindra because of the lot of new EVs are being introduced in the upcoming months?
All right.
So what will be?
And are you a long-term investor, Krishnan?
Yeah. Long-term, I got this 1.5 years back. So I just want to know the 52 months peak. It was 3,270. Whether it will cross that maybe in the upcoming months or it will go down.
And I'd like to confirm the stock once. You're talking about Mahindra and Mahindra, am I correct?
Yeah, you are right.
Okay. So, Girish, talking about the fundamentals of M&M, it's a pretty strong company. So, do you suggest, Krishnan, to invest in it? Because currently it's trading at 2,638 and was down in trade today over 1%. But still, do you recommend, are these the correct levels to enter the stock?
So, yes, Mahindra is strong base company, strong fundamentals in the terms of their sales numbers. We have saw that the approximately 4% jump in the February sales month also. So currently we are saw that the good numbers will be coming up from the directly four-wheelers like of companies like a Mahindra and Mahindra also. But again, as we talk about for the current levels, yes, just more focus on the clarity side, at least in the April months, from the US, as well as because Mahindra and Mahindra cars are also export in the other international countries too. So the levels we need to find out that which levels they have to enter. In the fundamental terms, is we have seen the very strong company as a Mahindra.
Okay, understood. And now we have Krishnan. He's calling us from Bengaluru. Hi, Krishnan. Good evening. Ravi? Okay, sorry. We have Ravi calling us from Hyderabad. Hi, Ravi.
Yeah, hi, very good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Please ask your question.
Yeah, my query is regarding BPCL.
Okay.
So, is it a good time to buy BPCL? And also want to know, will this stock be impacted by Trump tariffs?
Understood. And you don't hold any shares of BPCL at the moment, right?
No.
Okay, and you're seeking a short-term view or a long-term view?
Yeah, short term. I can hold for 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
And if I have to choose between BPCL and HPCL,
okay,
which one I should go with?
Okay, interesting comparison. Let's take this to Rajesh. Rajesh, what is your view on BPCL? Ravi wants to know whether this is the right time to enter, and also do you think this is going to get any, is it going to get impacted by Trump tariffs? Because ultimately it's selling an international commodity like crude oil. Tell us if you find BPCL attractive, especially in comparison to HPCL, and which one would you recommend?
Yeah, so both BPCL and HPCL generally move together, but having comparison BPCL looks more positive. We are seeing volume structures being picked up in the counter and a source of formation on the daily chart. So today as well, there was a fresh breakout of flag pattern. So expecting the stock to move towards the levels of 325 to 340 levels. So looks positive. The stock has a support around 260. So with that as a strong base, can expect targets of 325 to 340.
All right. Thanks for that view on BPCL, Rajesh. With that, let's go across to a caller joining us from Bengaluru. Hi, Harish. Harish, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, please go ahead with your query. Good evening.
Yeah, this is regarding Motherson Wiring. For long-term purpose, what will be the impact of US tariffs? And one more question, actually. I'm holding RK Forge as well.
Okay.
I thought, I think this stock is a little diversified, like, for example, to auto sector and to railway sector and other
Harish, I'm afraid that we'll be able to take only one query at a time. You can ask us again on our like tomorrow's show. So we'll get your second query answered then. But today we'll be taking your Motherson Sumi query. So you're looking for a long-term view, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. So Girish, coming to you, it's currently trading at 51 and was down in trade today over 2%. So are you positive on Motherson Sumi for long term? Do you advise our investors to invest in this counter?
Okay, so the companies are struggling right now because the company has debtors are little bit increasing, the promoter holding also increasing in the last 3 years time frames. But for the longer period of time, to at least 3 to 4 year time frame, yes, we are bullish on that Motherson Wiring also. And we have to just think about for the at least for the side of at least 3 to 5 years time frame for hold this stock.
Okay. And talking about the short-term picture, Rajesh, are you positive on this company? What are the charts suggesting?
So if we see last 1 week's price structure, the stock has sharply fallen from the levels of 57 to 51. So the short-term momentum is definitely on the negative side. So as of now, short-term would be avoid. Once the stock crosses back above 54 level, then yes, the positive momentum can resume. But as of now, the trend is negative. Should wait for prices to cross back above 54 levels.
Okay, got it. And now we have Shrini. She's calling us from Chennai. Hi, Shrini. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening.
What's your question?
I have a question regarding Hyundai.
Okay.
I don't know whether I made the right decision this time because I didn't have that much data. Because on the charts, it's like I don't have that much data. It was actually it's actually a downtrend, but I thought that this is going to be a trend change from March 18. And I have purchased somewhere around 400 shares of Hyundai. Considering the U.S. investments that they have made and the current standard of that Hyundai company. But right now my question is there any possibility that it can go up now, or I will have to get rid of that? What should I do now? Because I don't have that much data also available for that.
Okay, I understood your question, Shrini. Let's try and get that answered. Girish, I will take this question to you. Shrini currently holds 400 shares of Hyundai at 1,725 rupees a piece, and the stock is now trading around 1700 odd bucks and has seen cuts of close to 6% in the last 6 months. Plus, it also recorded a 2%, 2.5% uptake in its auto sales in March. What is your view on Hyundai? Our viewer does not have a lot of data as to analyze this particular stock, but give us your fundamental perspective, and should he exit or stay patient?
No, if it's invested for the at least 2.5 year, 3 year time frame, because now the automobile segments we saw that they are into the trend changing. Obviously, the investor says correctly, and in the Hyundai Motors we saw that they are just planning for the at least 4 or 5 SUVs cars in the next 3 to 4 quarters itself. So in the term of company fundamentals now, the company is almost a debt free. We are just good in the growth profit numbers also. Approximately 15% plus is the CAGR of 5 years time frame. What we are looking out in the next 2 quarter itself. And companies have a good dividend healthy ratio also. So this is a very strong point for all the long-term investors too. So for this particular thoughts, I'm more bullish on that Hyundai Motors right now. So you have still invested in this company for the at least 2.5 year time frame.
All right. Thanks for that view, Girish. Let's go across to a caller joining us from Kolkata. Hi, CR Das. Good evening. CR Das, am I audible? I think we've lost the line there, but we have his query. So he's asking whether it's the right time to enter HAL. HAL is currently trading at 4,224 and was up in trade today, over 1%. And it has been in focus, after GE Aerospace delivered its first of, 99 F404 engines, and also Tejas Light Combat Aircraft Mk-1A fighter jet. So a lot of positives for the company happening over the period of time. Girish, I had posed the question to you. Talking about the fundamentals of HAL, are you positive on the counter? And also, are these the correct levels to enter for a new investor?
So currently it's little bit higher side for the, as we talk about for the today's level, obviously the companies are giving a good returns because of the order winnings. But for the longer period of time, obviously the company fundamentals all look very strongly. It's almost a debt-free company. Strong profit numbers. Companies are giving the healthy dividend payouts. Working capitals is also reducing right now. So overall, the structure was very strong, and the companies have a pipeline of a strong order books too from the domestic as well as the international order lines. So this is a good strong company for the longer period of time, but currently you have to wait little bit of times. At least if you are getting a level of around 4,100 levels, then that will be more convenient for me for the longer period of time.
Okay, that's the view on HAL, viewers. And now we have Avdesh. He's calling us from Chennai. Hi, Avdesh.
Hi, ma'am.
Please ask your question.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. Thank you so much. How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Please ask your question.
Ma'am, my query is that I have a Godrej Agrovet.
Okay.
35 share at the price of 750.
Understood.
And ma'am, I am searching a good consumer sector stock. So I am thinking to sell this and to buy Godrej Consumer or Jyoti Lab or Tata Consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a good idea? If yes, then which should we buy?
Okay, let's see if your idea has any merit and what our experts have to say. Girish, again to you. Avdesh currently holds 35 shares of Godrej Agrovet at 715 rupees a piece. And the stock has not been traveling anywhere distinctively, especially since July of 2024. It in fact has been quite range bound, very tight knitted. Therefore, I think Avdesh wants to now shift because of this reason to a consumer company. He's mentioned a list of companies, but I would like your suggestion on which company do you see as an attractive one to invest in the consumer space?
So for the consumer space, I am more looking out for the Varun Beverages. Previously, Rajeshji also give some light into it. But my suggestion is to just get a right level from the Varun Beverages and invest it for the at least 1.5 year of time frame. Looking out for the very attractive numbers right now and just expecting a good quarter numbers in the next 2 quarters itself. So Varun Beverages will be my pick.
Okay. And Rajesh, quite technically speaking, what do you do with a stock when it is trading in a manner that Godrej Agrovet has been trading since July? Because as we see, the chart is completely flat. On an average, it has been a flat move. Do you exit or do you stay patient? What are some metrics that we should watch out for?
So definitely the charts look very compressed. Since July, it has traded within a range of 640 and 800. Last week as well, it crossed the levels of 800, but failed to close about. So one needs to wait on a closing basis, one or two closings above 800. Then the stock can see a good momentum back towards the levels of 920, 950. But until then, needs to be patiently wait. On the downside, 630 to 640 is the key support. Once that is breached, then the downtrend will be seen. But until then, the stock is in a channel, and above 750 currently trading, above 800, we can see some strong momentum in the counter.
Okay, thanks for that view on Godrej Agro, Rajesh. With that, Vasudev is joining us on the phone line from Bengaluru. Hi Vasudev, good evening.
Hello, very good evening, madam.
Yes, how can we help you on the show today?
I am holding 120 shares of Aether Industries Limited.
Okay.
Since January, I am holding at 880 rupees.
All right.
880.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now it is around 810. Shall I hold for a long time or shall I sell it?
Okay. And when you initially bought Aether Industries, so were you keeping a long-term horizon in your mind?
No, normally
you
what
wanted
I do,
to invest in this stock for long-term?
That's what I am thinking. But it has come down to 810 today.
Okay.
But I am seeing it's very highly volatile.
Yeah, Vasudev, currently it's trading at 824, and I can see that you are sitting on a loss of over 6,000. So the stock has really shown volatility in recent weeks with a notable high of 1,066 in September 2024 and a low of 737 in February 2025 is what I can see on the charts. So Girish, I'll direct the question to you. What's your outlook on Aether Industries, and should our investor be panicking at this point of time, or should he stay patient with it and hold it for the long term that he wished to hold it?
So can hold for the longer period of time, because we talk about now the chemical, specialty chemical industry. The chemical industry needs some time to just retrieve their own profit numbers. And we saw that these type of international situations, the chemical industry also facing a little bit margin pressures as well as the number pressures in the tariff war. So I'm just expecting that there should be in a very good note and just hold for the longer period of time and just wait for the good next quarter number itself.
Okay, understood. And we have another query. Prabhakar is calling us from Hyderabad. Hi, Prabhakar.
Yeah, hi.
Please ask your question.
At an average price of 157, I am holding 7,500 of Nykaa shares.
Okay.
So I thought of averaging now, but my view on this is for 2 to 3 years. So the point is whether I can average it now, or else you want me to wait till the price again reach some 157, 158.
Okay, and Prabhakar, when did you purchase these 7,500 shares?
At multiple times, whenever I feel, that means 162, 163, whenever it is coming.
Okay.
So 140. But from long time, I am purchasing few shares, which it came to 7,500 right now.
Okay, so just
It's
curious,
like
how
every month I'm
long back
purchasing
was your
something.
first purchase made?
Yes.
So how long back was your first purchase made?
It will be approximately some 1.5 years.
Okay, so just a point to note there that in 1 to 1.5 years, Himakshi, this Prabhakar has made a profit of 1.7 lakh rupees. Prabhakar, you've actually identified the right price, and I'm so happy for you. But let's do what our experts want to say about FS and e-commerce ventures, which is also called Nykaa. Girish, what's your view on Nykaa? The Prabhakar currently holds 7,500 shares at 157 rupees a piece. He's been buying them in different pockets since 1.5 years, and now the stock is currently trading around 118. Although it did see a rough patch in 2024, but since the time of this year, like since the year started, it has not been performing that bad. It has gained close to 10% in trade. Where do you see Nykaa traveling henceforth, and do you suggest Prabhakar to book his profits or average them at this given point of time?
First of all, the congratulations to the investor to getting a very excellent gain in this particular stock, single stock in the almost a 1.5 year when the market was very volatile. But now come to the stock. The stock is performing well because we saw that the quarter numbers was excellent. Variations was approximately 60%. Now we just saw the heavy pressures in the online sales also. From that's the reason the Nykaa getting a very excellent profit line. And for the next for 1.5 year, 2 year time frame also, we are just expecting the same numbers growth will be there. But I'm just expecting that the range would be somewhere around 210 to 215. You have to book at least partial profit from that particular level, and then hold your positions with the revised stop loss as your buying rate, and just hold the positions, because we saw that these type of companies seen a heavy volatility also in the time frame when the quarter numbers was reduces. So at least book that particular level also, but still hold current at current levels.
All right, so that's a hold on Nykaa by Girish. And let's go across to a caller joining us from Andhra Pradesh. Hi Naveen, good evening. Naveen, am I audible?
Good evening, madam.
Yes, good evening. Please go ahead with your query.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead with your query, Naveen. Hello?
Okay, madam. Actually, I bought. Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello?
Okay.
Actually, I bought IRFC shares. IRFC.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. It is almost, I bought almost 200 shares. On average, it is now in 135 rupees.
Okay.
Okay, I have. Can I buy more to average to decrease the average price? And my target is, my go to through for 3 to 4 years. My investment, maybe 5 years also.
All right. I'll get your query answered, Naveen. Girish, I'll direct the question to you since he's looking for a 2 to 3 year horizon. You know, currently the stock is trading at 123 and the stock is in the bearish zone. So, but talking about the fundamentals of the company, are you positive on IRFC and should he be staying invested in it for another 2 to 3 years?
Yes, obviously, because we saw that the heavy growth upsides in all the railway stocks like 1.5 year back, and then we saw the heavy profit booking from here. But for the fundamental terms, obviously the companies are still struggling in the many terms like tax rates. The companies are capitalization, interest rates, interest ratios, debtors. So, but in the longer period of time, the companies are working on that particular margin side also. For longer period, at least 2.5, 3 years time frame, you have to at least hold this particular share. And when the companies talk about for the averaging level, then my averaging level, suitable level, that is 110 to 112 level. If you are seeing these type of levels in the next future time frame, obviously do an average for the at least time frame of 3.5 years positions.
Okay, and now we will quickly talk to Subbarao from Hyderabad. Hi Subbarao, good evening.
Hi madam.
Please ask your question, Subbarao.
I have purchased 15 number of shares of Cipla at the rate of 1460.
Okay.
So for the 3 months period.
Okay.
Now we are hearing that there will be tariff issues, no? So
right.
So how will be discussed?
Did you buy these anywhere in November or somewhere after that?
No, madam, very recently.
Okay.
I regularly used to buy Cipla and sell it. I made a lot of money in the counter.
Okay.
Now again I repurchased it.
Okay. So 15 shares at 1,460 rupees a piece. You want to hold them for 3 months, correct?
Yes, madam.
Okay, got it. Rajesh, quick view on Cipla at the moment. The stock has been seeing fluctuations since November of 2024. In fact, that's why I asked Subbarao if he purchased them at that price. Where do you see the stock headed and how is it looking? Because it's currently trading close to its 50 as well as 200 DMA.
So it seems to be a very recent buying, and if you see the last 3 to 4 weeks, the stock is trading in a range, As of now, we are not expecting any major move, but somewhere around 1410 to 1420, the stock has formed a base. So expecting that support to hold. On the higher side, 1475 is one resistance. Today also on the higher side, the stock witnessed selling pressure. So it needs to cross 1475. Then the stock can re-head towards the 1550 levels to 1580. So as of now, not expecting major move, but 1410 is a very strong support. So can hold on with that stop loss.
So 1410 is strong support for Cipla, and with that, Girish Sotani and Rajesh, firstly, thank you so much for joining us and answering all the queries of our viewers. We will see you again. And speaking to our viewers, you stay tuned to NDTV Profit. Keep sending in your queries on Ask Profit, as well as on call us whenever we are live. Send in your queries and WhatsApp numbers. We're here to answer them, take up all whatever your stock related doubts are. But do stay tuned to the channel, and we will come back with a lot more news and updates.